if you will. That'd be awesome if you want.
Got it. Yeah, I might not be able to do that with Instagram just because it'll clog the story. But do you know if they have the tickets up soon?
The tickets
Do
up
you
to
work? Do you work? Do you work for the venue or do you work with Ying? I'm
I
guessing you probably just work with Ying.
I just work with Ying, so I'm not
Okay,
sure.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I can promote it once they get tickets live, but unfortunately, they don't have anything on their site. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you been there before?
I've been to Joker's quite a few times. This will be my first time at the Red Lion in Pasco, but I like the Tri-Cities a lot. It's definitely, especially during the summer, really pretty. Like the best weather at night. It's like the perfect temperature, and that the river is really beautiful. A lot of good Mexican food around.
Yes. I got to go up to Pasco and feature, and it was such a great crowd that comes in there.
Yeah, where are you visiting from when you come in?
I live in Las Vegas, Bo.
Oh, amazing. Are you in like I haven't spent too much time downtown, but I used to have some friends that lived in kind of the old Vegas and the kind of Ferguson's compound and around there.
Oh, okay. Well, I just live just south of the West Gate on Paradise Road,
Oh,
just
lovely.
south of there, the old Hilton. Yeah, I live in a little pocket off Paradise and Sierra Vista by the
Yeah.
Renaissance. It's
Oh,
nice.
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
when
And
I
you're
moved in
pretty
here,
close. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
when I moved in here, there were like 11 comedians living in my apartment complex, and they've all moved out except for one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun
you've
when
got a
I,
lot of nice parks around there too.
yes, lots of great things in Vegas to do.
Mhm.
Besides, like it's a great place to raise kids if you live in some of the nice areas. It's very nice
Mhm.
children. You wouldn't think so, but it is. Yeah. So, Bo, you're here on Comic Spot, taking your time. You're at the airport in Medford, getting ready to fly back home to Seattle. Bo Johnson
Yeah.
is our guest here today. Welcome here. Let me read you the intro real quick before we get too deep into talking here. Bo Johnson's a comedian from Seattle, Washington. He can be found headlining clubs, breweries, and dingy bars across the United States and sometimes Canada. His stand up was featured on season 2 of Kevin Hart Presents Heart of the City on Comedy Central. The following summer, Bo taped a set for LOL Live. And I think you've been in Just for Laughs too, haven't you?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Somewhere I saw or heard that you were in Toronto at Just for Laughs.
Yeah, I did one of Kevin Hart's tapings for the LOL channel in Montreal, probably like 5 years ago now. So that was when I was at the festival. I'm sorry for the the
That's
boarding
okay.
announcement at the airport.
Well, it's so great to have you here. Thanks for taking your time. Let's talk real briefly about the trajectory of your life from growing up in your family, school, getting into comedy and why, and what it's been like. And then we'll talk about upcoming shows and where to follow you because I don't want to take
Yeah,
too much time.
no, I mean, I think I started listening and watching stand up probably in like middle school when I was mowing a lot of lawns. I spent like probably more money than I'd care to remember on like the iTunes store. So I probably have like some laptop somewhere with $3,000 of music that will never be listened to on that laptop ever again. But I'd buy the like Comedy Central half hour specials, like Mitch Hedberg, Dimitri Martins were two that I really liked right off the bat. And then after college, I was bussing tables for about a year and listening to a lot of like comedy podcasts on the bus and just kind of started doing open mics and then really liked it. And then, within the first year or two, did Kevin Hart's show on Comedy Central and then went to Montreal and then kind of have slowly kept going until I got to the point where I'm making a humble living doing just stand up.
I love that story. So you grew up in Seattle.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs of Seattle in like a little place called Lake Forest Park.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that area. I raised my daughter in Renton.
You raised your daughter there?
Uh-huh. At
Okay,
Renton
sorry.
High School.
My service is a little off. Oh, amazing. So yeah, in the Northwest too.
Yes, born and raised in Portland and raised my daughter up in Seattle area. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. What exactly made you go up on stage? What were you thinking?
I don't know, I just think I had been writing a lot for a few years, and it was like was tired of just making my friends and family read stuff. And so I think with stand up, I was like, I knew I'd always loved it. And I was like, oh, at least there's like a captive audience of even if it's only like 25 people, you get to find out if it works or if it doesn't right away and kind of actually get feedback. And there's less barriers to doing it than in other arts where you kind of need to have like funding or money. You can just kind of all you need to do is show up and do it and keep going.
So I have a question before we get into what we're going to promote.
Yeah.
So with regard to the famous people you've worked with and the regular people that you've worked with, mention something amazing you'll never forget from each pile of people.
I mean, I don't know if it's like amazing or something you'll never forget, but I think one thing I realized when I did like Kevin Hart's show, and he was like a very sweet, nice guy, but you kind of do the 30-minute on camera interview and then you have the taping for the show later. And it was like, it seemed pretty clear that like his day, he's so busy, his whole day is completely mapped out. Like, he didn't have a lot of time, but it didn't feel like that had anything to do with like a lack of respect or interest in being around. It was just like, oh, you have so much to do. Your whole day is a business almost. And then I was thinking about that because I was in Las Vegas a few years later doing like Life is Beautiful, the music festival down there, performing on it. And they had like the art exhibit, they have like the interactive art exhibits. And I waited in line for an hour and a half for one of them. And they don't tell you what it is. They just said it was like an interactive music exhibit. And it was just a room with like 30 maracas in it, not even a very impressive amount of maracas. And I was like, oh, this is like kind of the difference of my life to his, is I had an hour and a half to find out. I was just looking at maracas and he's kind of, he's only got half an hour even in a day. He's got to always be moving.
Yes. So who are some of the people who aren't famous who have helped your career then? And then we'll go into promoting you.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least still hopefully well respected, not to burn them by saying they aren't famous, but my friend Andrew Slater was the first guy who kind of really took me on the road with him. And he was like, I was working the door at the Underground for a few years and met him there, and he was kind enough to let me kind of start featuring for him on the road. And he was a great role model of like a funny guy who'd done Conan once, like went around the country. That was his living. And I got to watch kind of him do his hour. And then as he recorded that, watch the jokes transition out into the next hour that he recorded. And yeah, he was really like a great person to watch and get to know, and now a dear friend.
That's awesome. Well, you're going to be on a show in Pasco. And would you mind plugging that and then ending this time we have together by plugging anywhere on social media that you want people to take a look at, whether that's
of course,
and YouTube, anything you want to say.
Yeah, so we'll be at I may need, the date is on my phone, so I may need to phone a friend and have you tell me, but I'll be in Pasco this Thursday at the Red Lion, which is my favorite type of show, where the hotel is the same as the show, so you can walk right over. And if you want to take a look and see if you like my stand-up, I'd say the best thing to do would either be to go to my Instagram, Bo Johnson Comedy, or on YouTube if you want to watch like a longer set. You can go to the Don't Tell Comedy channel, and I have a 12-minute set online where you can kind of get a picture of what my stand-up looks like, or my YouTube channel has a couple of longer videos too. That's just Bo Johnson Comedy.
Super duper. So if people are in the Pasco area, and there's a few cities like Kennewick, different cities around there, I can't remember all the little pockets, they can catch you this Thursday night. Is that correct? This coming Thursday?
That's correct. Yes.
7 p.m.
This week.
Shows at 7 p.m. and they can get tickets through the Red Lion as soon as the tickets are up.
Yeah. So hope to see some folks there, and I hope I'm still coming through. I think my internet's wavering in and out here.
And my picture is going wackadoo too, so just ignore it. Thank you so much for coming on today, Bo. I wish you all the best.
Thanks so much. I hope you have a great Sunday.
You too. Thanks for your time.
Of
Bye.
course, my pleasure. All right, take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Have a great evening.
You too.
Or afternoon.